you on everything you've done to keep short and long interest rates as low as possible. We face a difficult circumstance, and the Fed is doing more than any other agency of government to try to get us out of it. I'll have a question for the record for you on the Volcker rule and applying it to international situations. And my first question is about the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, SWIFT. I'm the lead Democrat here in the House on a bill designed to, in effect, expel Iran from SWIFT. Do you agree that allowing Iranian access to SWIFT undermines U.S. national security objectives and our objectives in preventing money laundering and the financing of terrorism and proliferation? And do you think that we can successfully exclude all Iranian banks from SWIFT rather than just those Iranian banks that are under EU sanction?
Well, I shouldn't make national security judgments, but and I won't, but on SWIFT, I will say that the Fed is one of the supervisors of SWIFT. We work with the Bank of Belgium and other international supervisors, and my understanding is that it would be feasible, and it's a very important system because it's part of almost every international money transfer that occurs. So you know, it could be a real problem for Iranian financial markets or financial institutions if they were banned from using it. Yes.
Let me assure you that every institution of the Federal Government that is involved typically in national security policy would like to see Iran as financially isolated as possible. And so while you don't have a national security staff, whether it's the Foreign Affairs Committee of the House, the full House, the Senate, the State Department, I think you should use your position at SWIFT to achieve what is already the national security policy.
We will do whatever Congress instructs us to do.
And turning to another issue, I want to commend you for your white paper on the U.S. housing market, and I think it's appropriate for the Fed to comment on the housing sector. There is this program of going REO to rental, and I think it's important that we not sell these homes in such large packages that only huge Wall Street firms are likely to bid. I think it's important that you sell packages of homes in the same area so that the same management company could administer 20, 50, 100 homes. And I think it's important that you deal with local investors that have a real stake in the local community. I don't know if you have any comment about all that.
Well, only that the FHFA is running a pilot program. The trade-off is you need to have enough homes that it's economic for the management company to maintain them. But otherwise, I think it makes sense to not to over-concentrate the ownership.
And I think whatever package you have ought to be in the same area.
Certainly.
Now, we've seen adjustments to the LLPA from the Fannie and Freddie to the GSEs. Then Congress needed to fund a couple of months of the lower Social Security tax, so we hit another 10 basis points for the next 10 years. Do you see us hurting the housing market if we go back to that well again and increase the LLPA or increase the guarantee fee that is put on top of what home buyers and home refinancers have to pay when they get a home mortgage?
Well, here's the trade-off. The benefits of a higher fee are first the fiscal benefits and increasing the profits of the GSEs and reducing their call on the Treasury. Another benefit is that by raising those fees gradually, you may eventually begin to bring in private competitors into the market. That's part of the strategy. On the other side, as you point out, if you make it more costly to get a mortgage, that all else equal in the short term, that will hurt the demand for housing, which is already pretty weak.
Yeah, and I would think another decline in housing prices or a failure to stabilize them and get them inching upward would be very bad for the economy, at least for the people I represent, and I'll yield back.
Gentleman from California, Mr. Royce, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Well,